if it's typical of a spring market in Sydney where we get loads of stock, buyers start getting bored, the clearance rates start falling, we get to the end of the year, we limp to the end of the year where we just sort of, there might be a few listings left over, by Christmas, and then nothing happens for a couple of weeks because everything shuts. And we're an auction area, so therefore, or an auction city, so therefore any area that's predominantly auctions, you're not going to see a lot of new listings coming on until they can run a full auction campaign. And then you've got Australia Day that sort of gets in the way of that at the end of January. So you're really not going to see much in the way of stock come on till very end of January into February, which is one of the reasons why clearance rates typically have been highest in February, because that's when there's the lowest amount of stock. And then you've got all these buyers that have re-entered the market or entered the market because they've had time to think. That's a sort of a typical entry into a Sydney property market in what we call a normal market. Is that the sort of thing that you would anticipate in Melbourne, Jared?
Yeah, and where, again, you're speaking Melbourne's language there, Veronica. It's the same sort of thing. We tend to find that Australia Day is quite often the trigger for things to start off again. It's probably started a little bit earlier in the last couple of years, but usually the bulk of the market starts to open up. People are coming back from holidays. The year really starts in February with school, that type of thing as well. Mm. And you do get that clear run. So we have Labor Day, which next year is the second weekend of March. So you typically find that if you start just after Australia Day, there'll be 3 weekends before Labor Day. There'll be the 19th of Feb, 26th of Feb, and then the 5th of March will be the 3 main weekends. And then we'll have Labor Day, and then there'll be a bit of an interruption. Then we'll get another clear run because Easter's, I think, about the second weekend of April next year. So there's usually a reasonably clear run for a few weeks there as well. But then you get Anzac Day, and Anzac Day next year creates a long weekend because it's a Monday. So the first 4 months of the year, there's a lot of interruptions. And it's interesting. I mean, it's probably getting off topic a little bit, but if you sit back and look at the whole calendar year, there's quite often not much more than a 6 to 8 week period where you don't get an interruption from something, whether it's a public holiday, whether it's school holidays. There's always something that starts to throw the market or just makes the market stall for a week or two and then kick again. So it'll be interesting to see how it opens up next year. But we do a bit of vendor advisory work, and that's probably making up a fair bit more of our business in recent years as well. And we quite regularly advise clients that selling in February, March is a great time because of that pent-up demand that you spoke about. And people do go away and think about things and talk to friends and family over the break and really make some significant decisions. And you combine that with the fact that there's been any number of buyers who've missed out prior to Christmas and just got sick of the market and decided to take stock. And you combine all that, it's not unusual to see a strong market open in the new year.
So they're your holiday markets, a little bit like
that's
the Sunshine
right.
Coast and the Gold
Coast. Yeah, that's
Coast
exactly right, Mary.
Yeah.